Hey everybody. So, if you want me to tell the truth, I almost was gonna skip doing a video tonight. I didn't get home till a little bit later, and I was kind of sick of the clothes that I had on, and I had a few things I needed to do around the house, and by the time I got done, I was like, ugh, I'm kind of tired, and I kind of forgot that I was going to do a video, and I put my pajamas on. But I sat there for about 5 minutes, and I was like, nope, no way. This is my job, and these kids want to see me every day. Just kidding. But I wanted to share with you, remember I'm keeping that little list in my bedroom with Post-it notes all over the wall of things that make me happy. And I knew it was meant to be for me to get on video right now and to do this lesson because I got a package in the mail that I had forgotten that I ordered. And it was brand new socks. And I don't know about you, but I love brand new socks. And these ones are meant for kind of running. I don't really run, guys. I jog. Not very well either. But they, they kind of hug your foot. And I had no idea there was going to be a gray and purple. And I already had my Viking stuff on. And I know that all 28 of my kiddos and their families like the Vikings, right? Skol Vikings. So, anyway, it's going to be a little bit of a abbreviated lesson because I wanted to talk about a few things. You know me. First off, you may have heard or seen that I did get to some kids' houses today. I went to about 13 of my friends' houses today and read a book to them in their front yard. It was so fun. But I want the rest of you to know that I'm going to be coming to your house too. And it will be a surprise when it will be. It will be in the next, couple days. But depending on the weather and the other things that need to happen, I just don't know what time and on which day. But it's going to be a surprise. And I hope that you like it as much as I have loved getting to see all my friends. You guys, you made me so happy. And the feelings that I had all day today while I would go and read in somebody's yard to them, and then when I would get back in the car, I was going from, oh my gosh, being so happy to see them, but sad that I wasn't with them. But then when I would get in the car, I was so happy that I got to see them, but I was sad that we're not in school. And my goodness, you know what a roller coaster is, right? It goes up and down and up and down. And some of the feelings, I didn't even know what to put into words. It wasn't just happiness and sadness. And I remembered when I was looking through the books that I had here at home that I had this one. And I thought, gosh, this might be a great way because I am 43 years old. And I know I've been around a long time and have heard a lot of words. But there aren't always words for the way that we feel. And so if you're 4 years old or 6 years old or 8 years old, man, I bet you sometimes it might be hard for you to put a word to how you're feeling. And sometimes you need to have a word to describe how you're feeling so that you can share that with other people. Especially if it's kind of a sad feeling, we always want you to share, or moms and dads always want you to share when you're having that kind of feeling. And sometimes it's good to have a word to put with it. So we're going to read that book. But I'm going to first start out. Today is Wednesday. Oh my goodness. So it's actually Tuesday because I was just talking about what I did today, but you guys are going to see this on Wednesday. Does that make sense? And it is going to be, today is going to be Wednesday the 8th. Oh, and you guys know this stuff used to happen to me all the time. Stuff would crawl away from where it's supposed to be. All right, so tomorrow's already the 8th. I already gave that away. Sorry, but you guys can help with the color. Ready? Pink, pink, green, green. Oh my gosh, you guys are so smart if you got that because we hadn't even gone all the way back today. You would have remembered that from yesterday. Wow. So here's our today thing. We look up, and it starts with a W, and W says what. So what day of the week starts with what? Wednesday. That's right. So got my crayon out today. Today is Wednesday, April 8th, 2020. All right, look at that. So yesterday when I was getting ready, I was almost ready to go. Can you hear that? And a huge, ginormous, if that is a real word, bag of beads spilled all over. They're still everywhere. I'll never get to all of them. And if you can hear them, they're in there too. That makes me happy. All right, so read. If I came to your house already, today you could count that, or yesterday, I mean. Be sure to fill out an umbrella for every book you read. And then it says here, use chalk to write letters with your child outside. Afterwards, call out the letters and have your child run to them. Well, if you don't have chalk, and that's okay, you can do this inside. And like this morning, it was wet and icky out, so you wouldn't have wanted to be out there doing that. So you could use paper, again, and just write it on a piece of paper and put the numbers there, or not numbers, but the letters of your name. If your name was Bill, you'd put out a B, an I-L-L to make it even more fun. You could put them out of order and then call the letter and have your kiddo run to it, and maybe they could pick it up and put it in their letter order for their name. The weather journal today, again, you could have like split the page in half, because this morning I walked upstairs and was like, oh, that's right, it's supposed to be so beautiful. And it was not beautiful. It was wet, and when I was outside, muddy, and it felt kind of cool. But by this afternoon, I was glad that I had dressed in layers with the short sleeve shirt and then kind of a sweatshirt, and I had to have a poncho, a rain poncho on at one time, because then I could take those things off because the weather had changed. By this afternoon, it was like we talked yesterday, really nice out. So write your name with the crayon. Remember we chatted about that, not this crayon, although that would be pretty cool. That would really take a lot of grip, wouldn't it, friends? No, a regular crayon if you have one. I don't think I have one right here, but that is going to be pretty similar to a pencil, all right, and how it feels, except for a crayon, you have to put different pressure down. It's thicker where it writes, so that's going to feel different than a pencil. It'll feel maybe the same here, but it will feel different when it goes on the paper. So write your name. All right, optional in the spring journal page. I'm not going to lie, I don't know which one that is, but you should certainly take a look at that. And just so you know, parents, we are working, the 4K teachers and I, in the next couple days. We're going to make copies of these things and get better supply bags to you guys. We'll send home their some of their school supplies and other various art supplies, so that we can base these calendars then off of the supplies that we know that the kiddos have. So fret not if this, like myself, if your printer is ridiculous and you can't get that stuff to print. So that is in the works. That's how this goes, right? ABC pattern, using Legos, outside objects, toys, make an extended ABC pattern. And maybe you're thinking to yourself, well, gosh, I don't have any Legos, which I didn't. I was like, what could I use? And I had beads and things, but I thought, no, I'm going to be creative. So I happened to just walk by these 3 colored straws. All right, and we're going to call this one A, and we're going to cut them into, let's just cut them into 3 pieces. Oh, so this is going to be our A's, and this is going to be my B pile. This is going to be my C pile. So, because we want to do an A, B, C pattern. It's going to be so simple for you guys. We've done a lot of A, B patterns, and this is, right here, this is an A, A, B, B pattern. A, or A, B, B. A, B, B. It's just a lot of kind of crazy jargon. 4, that you can make a pattern of 3 and keep going with it. So, right now, we're going to, if this is A and this is B and this is C, or this is blue, pink, green, you can call them whatever you want. We can go blue, pink, green. Blue, pink, green. Blue, pink, green. And when you go back, you learn that this is why it's called an ABC pattern. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. So Good for you guys. So if you don't have anything at home, you can do something as simple as that. Just color on a piece of paper and cut it into strips. Alrighty, and let's see what letter we should. Today, we are going to do the letter. You guys are probably yelling at your TVs. You already know this, don't you? This is the letter I. Okay, and the way we learned it is that it looks like a finger, right? Looks like a finger here. And you take that finger and you point to your eye. And it makes you say the word I. Even though this is different, this is spelled E-Y-E, your eyeball. It helps us know, it cues us to say the letter I. Towards the end of the year, with some friends that were having kind of a hard time, because sometimes capital I's just have this, and sometimes they have that top and bottom. So I started saying it looks like a finger, and we point to our eye. And if they didn't get it then, I'd say this is the top lashes, and this is the bottom lashes of your eye. So maybe that's helpful. And let's see, yesterday we talked about the letter M. And who's going to climb the mountains? I am. The letter is M. And this looks like a smile. Who do I like to see smile? You, and you, and you, and you. The letter's U. Okay. We're going to start reading. This book is called The Way I Feel, and it's written and illustrated by Janan Kane. So she did both. She was both the author and the illustrator. For John, Emily, and Isabella. So it's dedicated to them. Silly. I'm going to put something under this so that it doesn't seem so shiny. And even more. Let's try this too. Perfect. All right. Silly is the way I feel when I make a funny face and wear a goofy, poofy hat that takes up lots of space. We've all felt silly before. Ooh. Boy, I love books like this that just by the colors that they use on the page, you can tell that things have changed. Okay, I'm going to try this. There. Is that better? Maybe if I just go like this. Okay, let's try that. I don't want it to. There we go. I'm shaking because I'm scared, all alone in the dark at night. The thunder and the lightning crash and roar. Hold me close and turn on the light. Scared. Boy, we've all kind of felt that before. I know even adults, when you hear a really loud boom of thunder that you're not expecting, that might scare you too. Sometimes just turning on the lights helps. Disappointed. The plans were made so long ago for you to visit me today, but now you can't come after all. I'm disappointed. We can't play. I probably don't have to talk to you guys about that one. I have a feeling that we've all been disappointed in the last couple weeks. Some people had big trips planned on airplanes or with their families, or had family and friends coming to see them, where they just had a really big list of fun things that they wanted to do, and now those things are on hold and we feel disappointed. Disappointed is an okay thing to feel. It really is. It is always okay to feel, not always, but it's okay to feel disappointed. But we definitely need to learn what to do when we feel disappointed. Disappointment should never lead to anger. It's just something being disappointing shouldn't make you angry too. Okay, those are two different things. If you're disappointed, you could be sad, but not angry. Look at that, friends. Still that ink stain, and I did take a shower. By the way, I found it, and it was on my couch, so I had to turn the chair cushion over. The smile you see upon my face as the sun shines in the sky shows the world that I feel happy, and my mood is soaring high. Like I said, just the colors in this book alone, and you guys being so smart, You must know from page to page kind of what, if it's a positive feeling or a negative feeling. Like positive, negative, positive, negative. Wonder if there's kind of a pattern, isn't there? The bright colors are kind of happier feelings and positive feelings, and the darker ones seem to be kind of more on the negative side. Sometimes I feel so very sad and really don't know why. Instead of playing and having fun, I cry and cry and cry. And friends, that's kind of what I talked about when I got back in the car today after seeing some of you at your houses. I got back in, and a couple times I started to cry, and I thought, why are you crying? You just got to see them and you're happy. But what I realized is that my body and my brain is just so confused right now. It had so many things that it's feeling right now that sometimes that just happens. Sometimes you cry, and even adults, and somebody might say, why are you crying? And you can really honestly say, I don't know why. If somebody had asked me that today, I could tell them why I was crying, because I just saw one of my students and now I'm back in my car. But I wouldn't be able to explain why it was that feeling I was feeling, because I was also happy. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it's okay if you're feeling a bunch of things at once, and it's always okay to cry. I mean, I don't mean like wah, 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 crying or screaming or that kind of cry, but if tears come out of your eyes sometimes because you're thinking about something or you feel happy or sad, it's okay for boys and for girls. Ooh, this is a bright color, but I don't think it's a good one. Angry. Angry is how I feel right now. I shout with a mighty roar. I mostly want to frown and growl and stomp upon the floor. I'm not going to lie. Yesterday, when I was all ready to start this and I had things set up and I dumped those beads all over the ground, I was a little angry, but at myself, because I had told myself earlier, you should move those or they're going to get knocked over. I mean, friends, there's probably thousands, and they're not big beads. Some of them are little and translucent, which means clear. And I've got this very colorful rug that I taped together, so there are beads stuck to the tape in the seams. I felt angry yesterday. But then, within like a minute, I was like, what? Who cares? I'm going to always remember that I did that. Just like today, I didn't get angry when I heard the beads. Now I laughed. So your anger sometimes only has to be maybe a minute or so. You don't have to stay angry for a long time. In fact, you shouldn't. If you feel angry, you need to figure out how to get to a different emotion really quickly, because being angry isn't good. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's okay to feel angry if you're dealing with it in the right way, and if you're not taking it out on anyone else and you're taking the time to figure out why you're angry, because you need to figure out why you're angry so you can fix it, so you don't stay angry. I think that's a better way to put it. All right. Thankful. The wheel fell off my brand new truck. I needed some help from you. You kindly fixed my favorite toy. I'm thankful for all you do. Well, I think we've all been there before, where somebody's done something kind for us. Miss Fire Eisen, every day somebody does something kind for me, and I'm thankful. My dad fixed a planter that I had. It was like a wishing well that I had for my niece in a garden, and it broke, and I came home and my dad fixed it, kind of like this guy, and I was very thankful. Ooh, frustrated. I'm frustrated because I can't do it. It's hard and I want to cry. I don't know whether to give it up or to give it another try. This kind of goes along with being disappointed, but a lot of times it's more intense, because either you don't understand why you can't do something, or you're like, she's trying to tie your shoe, or you can't get a jar open, and it's way more, like I said, intense than disappointment, because you might be disappointed you can't get the jar open or whatever, but it's almost an angry disappointed. So if you're frustrated, almost like if you're angry, you need to figure out how to get unfrustrated. That's not a word, but you need to figure out what to do with your frustration. Shy. If someone says hello to me, I suddenly feel so shy. Instead of waving back at them, I hide my face and walk on by. Friends, some of you guys have done this to me when I have seen you outside of school, and you might hide and pretend, but I know. And we talked about how on the first day of school there was a lot of this, wasn't there? Or on that night where we met each other and you came and dropped off your supplies. But usually, once you get to know the person and you see that your mom or your dad or whoever you with likes them and trusts them, or you've just been there for a little bit and have a chance to get warmed up, usually that goes away. But yeah. Oh boy, bored. I can't make up my mind. There's nothing I want to do. The day drags on and on. I'm feeling bored and blue. Boy, this is another one like that, disappointed. I bet you some of you have said this word, bored. But let me tell you, especially now that there's not snow outside, there are just countless things that you can do. And I wouldn't be a very good teacher if I didn't tell you that if you have nothing else to do, you can read. If you say, I don't like to read or I don't know how to read, well, you know my response to the I don't know how to read, because we've talked about that, how you just have to look at the pictures and tell yourself a story. I could look at this boy right now, look at the picture, see that it's raining outside, his bat and his ball are there, and he can't go outside to play. But here's another thing, friends. You can either sit and be bored and have that negative, I'm bored, or you can just find something to do. And when I was growing up, my dad and mom would say, if you're so bored and you can't find anything to do, I'll find something for you to do. And that usually meant that they were going to add some extra chores on. So I learned to not tell them. And I learned that it's a waste of time feeling bored if I have my whole house and all my toys and paper and scissors and markers and my imagination and books. There's no reason to be bored, okay? There's way worse things you can be, but bored isn't one of them. You should definitely find something to do. Ooh, excited. I'm bouncing like a rubber ball. I'm more excited than I can say. It's really hard for me to sit when I'd rather jump and play. Excited. All right. And some of you may be saying, well, what is there to be excited about? Friends, there's always something to be excited about, right? You must have a birthday coming up in the next year, or there must be a really great show coming on that you haven't seen before, or a movie that's coming out, or the sun is out and you can finally learn to ride your bike. If you need help coming up with something to be excited about, send me a message and I'll help you come up with a list, because being excited about something feels good inside, and I want you to feel excited about something. So I hope right now that anyone is watching can think of one thing they could be excited for. Maybe your mom or dad is making your favorite meal tonight, right? I challenge you today to think of something you're excited about. Jealous. I want to play with you right now. I don't think taking turns is fair. I'd rather have you to myself. I'm jealous when I have to share. Well, I'm sure that's happening a lot right now, because moms and dads and the adults are maybe having to work. So you have to share them with their work and what they're doing on their computers maybe. And then when they're done with that, maybe you have an older brother or sister that can't figure out their math or their geometry. Or maybe your little brother or sister can't get their something to charge up and they're trying to fix it. Or maybe your baby sister needs a bottle and you just want to be with that adult at that time and they can't give you that time. That makes you feel jealous maybe of the other person who's getting that attention. But again, it's not good to sit in jealousy. It's not a good feeling to sit like that. So find something else to do and wait patiently your turn. And that person, I promise you, if you wait your turn and are patient with them, I promise they're going to love that. And that's going to mean a lot to them. And again, feeling jealous just makes you feel plain icky. And so the sooner that you can turn it around, the better you're going to feel. Proud, I did it, I did it. I shout to the crowd, getting dressed by myself makes me feel so proud. I mean, you guys think about when you first came to 4K and then it started snowing in the fall and the zippers and the buttons, and some of you guys were like, I can't do it. And by the time that we just left each other, you guys were zipping and doing all that. You were writing your names. I mean, you didn't even really need me. I told you guys you were ready for first grade a long time ago. But anyways, you should all be proud of yourself. If you're doing your reading and you're getting your work done and you're being good for your mom and dad, then today you have a reason to be proud. And I'm proud of all you guys. Feelings come and feelings go. I never know what they'll be. Silly or angry, happy or sad. They're all a part of me. Well, I have to say that I'm glad that I read this today because it makes me feel a little better because I had forgotten about some of those feelings. And now, after reading this, as I was talking to you guys, and that's what happens when you talk it through with somebody, I started to feel better because I understood why I was feeling those things. And now I can move on. Tomorrow's a new day. And I hope the sun is shining. I hope that you guys are having wonderful days with your families. I hope you're being good to your brothers and sisters and your moms and dads and the adults in your life. And yeah, take care. Be well.